The future is unknown. We might have plans and desires, but we don't really know what will happen next. There is only one thing we can be sure of, that there will be a day when we have to let go and give it all up, including our body. Death. And then, what will happen? Some people think it could be this. This appears true in a limited scope. Our current physical body is finished, but if we believe that we have a spirit that exists beyond our physical body, what then? Closer. In Sahaja Yoga we know that no one truly dies. Only the physical aspect, our body, that belongs to Mother Earth goes back to her in a different form.
So the fear of death is another nonsense. People have, first time when I started my work, everywhere, they asked me, what about death? I said, but just now you are living, why are you asking what about death? But you do know that you have got eternal life. You can never die. Death is not this body disappearing. Death is where you are absolutely without any control of your soul live. Once you are a realized soul, you have all the control, all the powers to take your soul wherever you feel like. To be born if you like, if you don't want, you will not be born. To be born with the people, in the families, in the communities, wherever you like. There are many great souls I know that have taken birth daringly into societies which are very much, I should say, deteriorating and are in danger of getting destroyed because of stupidity they do. So this happening, that we are afraid of death, is absolutely absurd for surgeries. What is there to think even about your death? There is nothing like death for you because you have got eternal life. It's not that you continue with the same body, you may go on changing your dress, but you are living, you are aware, and you know, even if this body is not there, you will be there all the time available for Sahaja Yoga, for anything that is to be done in the name of reality. So you must know your position as eternal being. What is your work? What is your ideal? What you have to do? So one has to get rid of this idea of death because death doesn't exist for you. It's finished. Moreover, all such people who are afraid of their death go on having insurances, this, that, all headaches, you see, and ultimately what happens? All these worldly things, you leave here and you depart. There is, I don't think anybody could carry even a little dust with that soul which is departing. But in your case, when you people are no more on this earth, so-called, then you don't carry all these material things because you have already given up. You have no interest in them. You are not materialistic. So your spirit is free, and when you die, what happens to you is a very simple thing, that you feel very liberated, absolutely. And then you feel your freedom completely, and you can decide what you want to do. It's all under your own guidance, your own desire. Everything works out. You don't feel that you have come out of your body. And this is what should tell you that there should be no fear of death, but on the contrary, it should be welcomed. Because you will feel much more liberated, much more at ease. You don't have other problems that you have to, in any case, carry on in this world. So, because of this body, now see, I have to take some medicines, I have to take vitamins. I don't have to take anything. Don't need anything. This body is finished is a very good idea.
Patrick Sheridan is a yogi who has spent time with Shri Mataji when she started Sahaja Yoga in Europe. He wrote a book about those experiences.
In the book I've described a lot of the internal changes that I was going through, how I came to understand the whole message of Sahaja Yoga, which is that you have a subtle system inside you. I couldn't figure it out, of course, at first, but I just knew that something deep inside me responded to it tremendously. And so I then spent the next 2 years with Shri Mataji with a number of other seekers, in which she worked on each of us, listened to our stories, taught us things, explained things, answered our questions.
And at one of those occasions, he heard her describing death.
Shri Mataji described the process that takes place after death, something like this. The soul separated from its physical elements and remained present for some time to witness the winding up of its physical life, the disposal of its body, and its gradual detachment from the environment in which it had lived. The Atma, or reflection of the spirit, left the heart and separated from the soul at the point of death. This was the detached masculine aspect of the primordial being, the father aspect of God, described by Shri Mataji as Sadashiva in the Hindu pantheon. It was the all-seeing, all-knowing witness of all that existed, and the vital spark of life and consciousness in all living things. At the human level, this principle seemed to be present in a specifically complete form, a perfect microcosmic reflection of the Paramatma, or primordial form of Sadashiva, which reanimated the soul at each physical incarnation. Self-realization itself, Shri Mataji said, was a process that was triggered by the union of the Kundalini with the Atma in the heart. After death, the soul receded into a more passive state, attracted towards the dimensions of existence in the collective subconscious or superconscious realms of the Virata, compatible with its vibratory condition. These planes of existence varied from the low and the gross to the high and the subtle, and here the soul remained for a while, reflecting on its spiritual journey or tormented by its desires, before being drawn back into taking birth again according to its karma.
Attention! Now we have a carton.
It's called cartoon.
Attention! Now we have a carton.
Once upon a time, there was a Sahaja yogi who was taking a walk in the jungle. As he was walking, he came across a tiger who looked at him like he was lunch. The yogi was very afraid, and so he started to sing mantras to protect himself. And while he was singing, he noticed the tiger was also singing a mantra. Oh, he was very happy about this. So he said to the tiger, "Are you a yogi as well?" The tiger said, "Yes." And the yogi thought he was saved for good. So he asked the tiger, "What mantra are you singing?" The tiger responded, "Annapurna." Oh no, the yogi thought, and hoped for a miracle that the tiger would turn into a mouse, but he never saw the miracle. Don't feel too sad, though. The yogi took another birth and wrote this very story. After all, only the body dies. The spirit is immortal. Thank you for watching our video. Shri Mataji's words are the true source of our knowledge. We hope they have been communicated in the right context for our series on advanced Sahaja Yoga themes. Please subscribe so you can join us next time when we present a new topic. Jai Shri Mataji.